Welcome back to the Jesse Rucinski Show. And today we have all of those numbers for polls that I've been telling you about. Like we have numbers from Legit Today from Rasmussen poll, and then I have numbers that came out from other polls, like an NBC poll that they did at the end of October. So, and NBC, like, and look at MSNBC, and like we know where those numbers are coming from because you see all their polls, which means the numbers are probably a lot worse. Or I'm going to get told I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, but well, at least I'm not going around telling everyone that none of this is the president's fault, anything that's going on. So, hey, but starting out the Rasmussen numbers, which are, they do every day. This is from today, same as yesterday. 44% of those polled approve Joe Biden's approval rating, and 54 disapprove. Then 22% of them strongly approve the job he's doing, while 46% strongly disapprove, which means his current overall rating in the Rasmussen numbers are negative 24. Because the difference between the approve and the strongly approve and strongly disapprove. And again, those numbers were from today, and they were at the same exact spot yesterday. Now to get to the NBC News poll, because there's a lot of stuff in this one. And again, it's coming from NBC News. We know where their stance is politically and the people that they have do these polls. There's literally no way around that. Like, we know who these people are. So it's kind of terrifying, though, when you go over them. But 7 in 10 adults and almost half the Democrats that took the poll think the country is headed in the wrong direction. Nearly 60% of them believe he is heading the economy in the wrong direction. And Democrats tell the Republicans, in handling the economy, inflation, immigration, and losing ground in education and coronavirus, like they're losing ground to the Republicans in education and coronavirus. Those numbers are going down. 42% approve, approval for him. For the president, the job he's doing has a 42% approval in the NBC poll, which is down 7% since August, while 54% disapprove of his job, which is up 6 from August. Those numbers are horrifically flip-flopping in the wrong direction. And again, it's coming, from that side. Like, this is not me doing this myself. This is coming from them. To make sure that's 100% clear. And then they did another poll with a narrower set of registered voters, 45% of whom approve of the president's job, while 52% disapprove, which is down from 50 approving and 48 approving in August. 40% of them approve of the economy, which is down 7% from August. 51% approve of the handling of the coronavirus, which is down 2% from August. Just 37% of registered voters in this poll give high marks on a 5-point scale for being competent and effective as president of the United States. Only 28% give high marks on unifying the country. Shocker, because things have actually gotten worse, but I'll get into that later. 50% give low scores for competency and efficacy as president, which really, all you have to have is a damn brain, see everything that's happened. Like, it doesn't even take which side of the government you're on. It takes like which voting base rate. It literally takes common sense. No, this is a sandwich or a show. You could fill in the blank for me, because I'm going to probably throw a lot. I'm going to be mean tomorrow, probably. But 51% give low scores for unifying country. Again, approval for coronavirus handling since he became president went from 69% approval in April to down to 51% in October, which is obviously down 18 points. The economy went from 52% in April to his handling of it and the way it's going right now to 40% during in this poll in August. Favorable, unfavorable ratings: 48% positive, 48% negative or unfavorable, which is close to where Trump was at the same time. And he was at 38%, 38 positive and 50 negative, which is amazing because Joe Biden literally has 90% of the media and celebrities kissing his ass and making him look as good as he is and blaming everything on Trump or just not covering it. Like, and he's only 2 points above Trump when they were hammering the hell out of him on, the Russia stuff, which turned out to, be a hoax. They actually did a whole lot of testimony and stuff on it. They had nothing. But, as I digress, with all the stuff he was getting, and this being an NBC poll, it is actually kind of terrifying to me that Trump was only 2 points lower for, favorability and 2 points higher at unfavorability. Like as compared to, where Joe is now on NBC with the coverage that he, because they don't cover like mostly anything that's happening. I mean, that watches it, at least not, the way it is happening. So it's actually kind of terrifying. I'd like to know where those numbers actually are, like for everyone else. But I figured I'd have, one good one and then just go over the NBC stuff because it's terrifying coming from them that it's this low, which really, I mean, we'll never know the actual answer when I say that, as to where it actually is, because most of them are weird and off and biased. And we've seen that time and time again. Even people that work at these things get caught on like open mics, hot mics, doing hot takes, whatever you want to call it, saying that they skew the stuff, in a certain direction and only get this certain amount of people to get, the favorable, reaction that they want to the thing, to, or the unfavorable, depending on what they're doing it on. So, it's just mesmerizing. But anyway, 71% say country is headed in the wrong direction, which is up 8% from August. And that includes 93% of Republicans, 70% of independents, and 48% of Democrats that took this poll that were, which I'd like to know where you like do this because I don't get phone calls or see any of them. But obviously 93% Republicans, 70% independents, pretty much everyone, like 48% of Democrats polled. Like, it's terrifying that's still only at 48%. I think we're going in the wrong direction with how bad things are. But again, what I dealt with last night, continue to deal with, it doesn't actually really surprise me that bad. And another number, which is terrifying again, 41% of people polled say that America's best years are ahead, while 53% of the people who took this thing say that our best years are officially behind us. Which again, this is an NBC poll, so it's, terrifying that we got there. 56% believe that the worst of the coronavirus is behind us, which the number is down for that from August when they got, a bunch of the other numbers. And granted, like Delta variant and all that, like those still doing, really big numbers back in August. So I could see why that went down. All the mandates and stuff aren't helping him, but I think those numbers are actually going to be a lot worse just because, everyone's getting laid off here shortly because of it. But I'll give them that, I believe, like, no matter what, it's going to keep mutating. That's what they do. So there's going to be other strains coming. Like, we all understand this. Hopefully, like, that's how viruses work. That's why there's so many different strains of the flu and everything else. So, I'll agree with that. I just, got to wait and see what, the new, one is. But, obviously it's been almost 2 years. Pretty much 2 years since it happened. Since, we first found out about any of it. And so I'll give it. So, I just want to see what the next strain's going to be. Because it's coming. So, it is what it is with that. 30% say they're getting ahead in their financial situation, which I'd love to know who those 30% are. They're probably, big wigs. 45% say they're staying where they are. Ish. 24% say they're slipping behind. I think those two numbers are horrifically off just because the price of everything going up, like everything. I know my pay raise from the VA for the year didn't cover all the inflation we've had since then. it's costing you almost like $50 to not say what 42 overflowing it, but like $42 because it went down a cent or two. But yeah, either way, a Honda Accord should not take that much to fill you up, and the price of everything. Like there's a bunch of stuff, like some meat stuff that's doubled. So I think those numbers are slightly off, staying where they are or slipping behind. I mean, I'm slightly, you know, behind. That's with an extra body that I'm paying for. So I mean, yeah, I can see how you're doing, but getting better. Like I think everyone's really in between that, staying where they are and slipping behind. My honest opinion of it, just from the people I know, what I have going on, like that just seems fair. Life isn't fair, but that seems like a fair estimate is somewhere in between staying where they are and slipping behind. And it's only supposed to get worse. And like heating bill, like time is coming and stuff. In a lot of places, it's even going to be 40 tonight. It's just mesmerizing this time of year. But I think it's only going to get worse. Obviously, inflation, energy prices, like all that. Yeah, more into the winter you get, more you have to use the heat. The worse it's going to get. As you're out there like Sean, cutting trees, splitting logs. Do your house that way. So there's my feelings on that. Looking forward to 2022, the midterms. In the whole year, really, 47% of registered voters say they want a Democrat-controlled Congress, while 45% say they want a Republican-controlled Congress, which again, NBC poll. Yeah. Enthusiasm levels for next year in the elections, Republicans are sitting at 69%. People say they're very enthusiastic, while only 58% of Democrats say they're extremely enthusiastic to get out there and vote and all that. Doesn't surprise me, especially when you saw the numbers from the races in New Jersey and Virginia and what happened in Virginia. First time won a statewide election, since 2009 there. They got 3, they picked up a lot of them. And New Jersey, I mean, that was way closer than anyone thought it was going to be. And I'm sure there's going to be a recount, and just because it was so close. But yeah, the way that's close, like how many Republicans came out and outdid even what Trump did by a lot in a lot of places in those states. Like, I think they showed that they're more enthusiastic about it, but that's just me. Republicans also lead in specific issues by double digits as who handles the issues better between Republicans and Democrats. They have a 27-point lead on border security, 24 points in inflation, crimes at 22 points, national security is at 21 points, economy is at 18 points, and efficacy and getting things done is at 13. I mean, who doesn't want border security, not crazy skyrocketing inflation, low crime, national security, and jobs? And people actually get things done. Like, who doesn't want that? And Democrats are winning, the double digits in abortion, coronavirus, and climate, at 12, and climate change at 24. Even though if you read a lot of the science on climate change, there's varying things, but like we could turn it off today and it wouldn't make a difference to the world because of everyone else. So, and we're doing less stuff to burn up the atmosphere, but we're asking other countries to ramp up production, which blows up the atmosphere, more. So it's just counterproductive. 85 vehicle, convoy for Biden getting to the thing, all the private jets, all the everything that everyone uses, like in the government, that's telling us not to do it. Yeah, so it's crazy. But all of those numbers for the Democrats are smaller than they were in the 2020 cycle because, well, now they're all in charge, they're all doing what they want. Well, cows came back to roost, whatever the phrase is. Cows, chickens, I don't know. But yeah, all numbers smaller, and I'm sure they're going to keep getting, different. More polls will keep coming out so we can do this more. But this is as of, very recently. Let's see, Trump factor, because, they had to throw a Trump factor in there, of course, because, the man can't get on any social media or do anything when you barely ever see him or hear from him because he literally can't get on anywhere. And yet there's still a Trump factor in this poll. 20% of registered voters say their vote will be in opposition of Trump, and 21% say it will be in opposition of Biden. While thankfully 52% say it won't be in opposition of either, because you shouldn't just go out there and vote one way just because you've been made to hate someone so much. Like, it should be on the actual issues and their track record of doing things. Like if they actually say they're going to do something and do it, what their policy is, like that should be what idiots actually vote on, which is what the mainstream like media and celebrities like I have down pat. Like they have so many idiots. I call them worse things tomorrow, but they have so many of them locked in. I mean, I miss when people just voted, on the issues and track record of someone, and not just throwing Trump out there, which they did in California. I'm sure they did in New Jersey. No, they did every single time to include all the guests, like former President Obama, the current president, vice president, like all of them. There's Trump, 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 Trump. McAuliffe himself, Trump, 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 Trump. Like just try to get all that anti-Trump because they know they spewed so much dog bile about him, most of which isn't true if you actually look up a lot of it. So, I mean, if you're doing it in opposition to Biden because you like hate the policy, like that could be a thing, but doing it, just out of spite, like, I mean, I don't care which side you're going on. You shouldn't like vote against someone just out of spite unless they did you wrong. If they did you dirty, maybe, but it should be on issues. Like it shouldn't come up. Like, I don't understand how that gets us in the damn situation we're in now. There's so many brainwashed lepers out there. No offense to lepers. That's why we are exactly where we are right now. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you're like a certain someone, we'll find out all about tomorrow. Somehow, just anti-Trump everything, no matter what, and says that we're all racist conspiracy theorists on the right, which, by the way, we're not, which makes it a conspiracy theory. That was just anti-Trump, Trump, regardless, and still thinks that none of this is Biden's fault, it's all Trump's fault, and Biden's doing a beautiful job. Like being that anti-someone just because of what you hear without looking anything up is dangerous. It leads to very bad things. It has led many people in very bad directions in life. Many bad things have happened. So, vote on the damn issues. Like, if we don't vote on issues, that's how we get into really bad situations, no matter who it is. People across history, when they vote just out of opposition to someone because all the propaganda someone else has been spewing so on the issues, how many times has that happened throughout world history and bad things have happened? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at that. And this poll was done October 23rd through the 26th with 1,000 voters, with 650 being contacted solely by cell phone. Overall margin of error plus minus 3.1%, and margin of error for polls 820 registered voters is plus minus 3.4%. So, of all 1,820 were actually registered voters when they did all of that, which puts the numbers even, out there. I'm sure it wasn't a 410 split between Democrat, Republican, or Independent. I'm sure that's not even, even if you take that into threes, but I gave you a real like insight and look at it. And like it shows you who's leading in what party's leading in the other, what people think. And again, it's coming from NBC. So I imagine if you get ones that are actually straight down the line, you'll get a little better, but nothing can really be straight down the line. But this is coming from NBC, and they're known for being so way left. Like, look at MSNBC. Look at the stuff they get away with saying. Like, they have people on air saying, talking about CRT, saying it's not in the schools and it's a racist dog whistle that the right uses. Even though if you looked at the Facebook page, don't worry, I shared the screenshot and the actual like link to the Virginia Department of Education website, where it is in the reading list. Like, it is there. But somehow they can get away with saying that on air, and it's not. False information, spreading, whatever, misinformation, like they can say whatever they want. And they're so far left, it hurts. And somehow there's people that don't understand that and just fall right into it and don't vote on policy or people's past and what they voted on, policies they've done, or run future, the present on who's in charge, executive orders, bills that are drafted and passed. Like, they don't run it on any of that. They just go off of strictly what the TV tells them. And that gets the country where we are right now, with 44% of people in Minneapolis actually voted yes. I believe 44, 46, whatever, to get rid of the abolish the police system altogether. Because apparently taking away $8 million from them, and all the people that left the force retired, left the cities for like all that. So crime went up, and apparently they took that away, and the crime went up. So they think it's going to get better if you completely get rid of it. Like that is the level of brainwashed and indoctrinated these jackwagons are. So it's good to see actual numbers though, because from 1,000 people, I mean, you actually get not the biggest of numbers, but you actually get a good breakdown of stuff. And again, it goes everyone's numbers, covers a lot of stuff, tells you who's like it was a good one. And again, Rasmussen, they're a good renowned one, and even if NBC is skewed, I mean, like their polls still give you a sense, even though you don't feel it's 100% like yes, like accurate and all that, but that's what they got out of their numbers. We don't know who's how many from each side they did, but I mean, regardless, those are bad numbers, and everything's going down because everything's getting worse. So it is what it is, but I said I was going to do it, and that was like over 20 minutes just trying to go over like a page and a third. Like that's a lot of stuff. So that I'm getting off here. Appreciate the watch, listen, following along on all the pages, comment on them, tell me what you think. You can rate the thing on Facebook, the show, tell me what you think I'm doing. The more of those help because it shows up quicker. More people can see it and get ads, for free ad. Then when they run it and share it and do all their stupid stuff, even though I'm sure Facebook hates me. Pretty positive. But you can follow along on all the other platforms. Videos are on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Link it shared together. The audio is on Sketcher, Anchor Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Casts, Overcast, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And I can keep track of all the numbers there and communicate with everybody and check all that. Their sponsor gets a spot at Anchor for what they do for podcasts. So if you want one, look into them because they do it good. And it's also available on iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. So check it out. But again, follow along on all of them if you can. Give some ratings, comment on it, tell me what you think, and share it out because that helps more than anything because it gets more eyes and ears out there. If you're on the audio thing on Spotify, you could share the link to the episode and put it out there. It all helps. It's all appreciated. Tomorrow we're going to have, a great one. Check that one out because fair warning, I'm going to be pissed. I'm pretty calm about it now. You never know. But I mean, of all the bile that was getting spewed from someone that was like a brother to me for years and years. Because, well, he's one of them, never paid attention to politics until, he turned on the mainstream media and suddenly, never mind how long he's known me, I'm suddenly a conspiracy theorist, racist, scumbag, like everything, just because of what side I vote on. So literally I have we'll go over it. So that'll be tomorrow. There'll be a best of the, I don't know, call it something, but the lack of brain cells for sure. Yeah. But I appreciate it. Thanks for, again, checking me out. Don't forget to share it, comment, tell me what you think, especially share it though. Get the word out. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Comment if you have anything you want to say or message me. I'm very responsive and I appreciate it. So enjoy the rest of your night. And until tomorrow, my friends, be good to each other. Peace.